Is there a
I
resolution?
have all of them in the closet.
All right, the time is 7:31. I will call the regular meeting of the Lake Como Mayor and Council to order. Please rise for a salute to the flag and a moment of silent reflection. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silent reflection. Thank you. Roll call, please. I'm sorry. Sunshine Law first.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by the adoption of a resolution by the Mayor and Council on the third day of January 2023, in which resolution, the time and place of agenda and regular meetings commencing with January 3rd was set forth. Notice of same was delivered to the Asbury Park Press, the Co-Star, and Tap Into. And a copy of the notice is posted on the Borough website and on the bulletin board in Borough Hall. All meetings are open to the public.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitty?
Here.
Scull?
Here.
D'Antuono?
Here.
Demoro?
Here.
Ventrice?
Here.
Alvaladora?
Here.
Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from the September 5th meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Aye.
One abstention.
Two.
Two abstentions. We will move to reports of committee, starting with Councilwoman Abala-Doyle.
Thank you, Mayor. From the Recreation Department, there is the pickleball and volleyball have been canceled for the kids. There wasn't enough kids that signed up, so they are withdrawing that program. The rec basketball clinics and winter basketball are starting back up again. And if anyone is interested in that, they can go to belmar.com and find out information about how to sign their kids up for that. Also, there is Youth Club that is starting up again. And if you'd like information on Youth Club, they're only taking the first 40 signups. So if any kids are interested, please go to belmar.com and find out about that. Also, they're looking for parent volunteers. So if anybody wants to volunteer, please contact them at belmar.com. I had a community member reach out from the Mount Olive Baptist Church. Her name is Deidre Dunn. She was going to come today to speak, but unfortunately she couldn't make it. So I said that I would read the information that she wanted to present. Her name is, like I said, Deirdre Dunn. She's a member of Mount Olive Baptist Church. That's on 703 17th Avenue, right here in Lake Como. Her pastor is Pastor Michael E. Flemings, and they believe that the ministry doesn't stop inside the church, and you must go outside the four walls and into the community. So they're offering a community program. She said, growing up, my mother, Linda, always had the heart to help anyone who had a need. Whether furniture, clothes, food, didn't matter. She would get it. After the pandemic, the need for basic things were massive. People needed jobs, but no clothes to attend interviews. People needed clothes, but had no money. How could I help? I have 4 daughters, and I constantly have to go through their clothes to see what they've grown out of. Instead of dropping them to Goodwill or putting them in a drop bin, I thought, why not bring it to the church? Fast forward, I drew up a plan and presented it to my pastor, who agreed. He told me I needed a name and a mission. Linda, my mom's first name, she taught me all about serving and helping others. Then I figured, where do you put clothes and shoes, etc. in your closet? Put it together, and we came up with Linda's Closet. Our mission is to be able to aid our community as God called us by providing a place to receive and distribute new and gently used great quality clothing and shoes, etc. to those who are in need at no cost. Our first day open was on Saturday, November 26, 2022. We open the doors and give bags and tell everyone happy shopping. Since then, we've opened every other month on the 4th Saturday. Our next scheduled closet is this Saturday, 9/23, from 12 to 3, right before Lake Como Day. Each time, we grow larger and larger. We've had many people reach out to donate. Side Door Eatery owner Lori has a heart of gold, and she contributed so much and introduced us to others. The word is out and continues to spread. The community can help us by doing exactly what it's been, spreading the word and trusting us to receive and distribute free clothing and apparel to those in need. It is our pleasure to serve and help out where we can. Thank you for your support, Ms. Deidre Dunn. She gives her phone number. I can put that out so we can put it on the website if we'd like. But if anybody has any clothes that are gently used or new clothing that you'd like to donate, they have a wonderful a wonderful organization going on. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you very much. That's it.
Other than that, all matters are in order.
Thank you. Councilman Ventris.
Thank you, Mayor. The Environmental Commission is having a meeting on this Thursday at 6:30 here. Going to be discussing primarily what's their involvement in Lake Como Day. They're pretty excited about it. They're going to have a wheel with some topics of environmental nature that are going to have some prizes. They want to get more children involved than usual. And then in the coming fall, the EC is going to work with the Williamsburg High School for Architecture and Design, who helped on the Lake project. And the focus is going to be on coming up with a proposal to do a Main Street Arboretum, which they've described as a botanical garden devoted to trees, where the idea would be to have a number of flowering trees that are low, below the power lines, just going down Main Street. So we'll see what they come up with there, present it at the appropriate time, and hopefully you'll all like it, and we can try and get some funding for it. Otherwise, all matters are in order.
Thank you. Just to add to that, I know we've talked with the Environmental Commission over the years about that Arboretum. And I think one of the ideas, the Arboretum is actually an educational tool, so that the trees would actually be, they would come with a plaque that would
Yes,
give
there'd
an
be a plaque
educational.
saying what kind of tree it is and
Right,
the
and if
environmental.
there's a possibility that we could do that program where people may be able to sponsor a tree,
Yes.
and pay for that, I think that's great as well.
Yep.
Awesome, thank you. Councilman DeMora.
All matters in order, Mayor. I just want to refer to the police chief, see if we have anything from your.
The only thing we have this Saturday, I'm sorry, 24th, this Sunday, there's a suicide prevention walk that will be leaving from Bar Anticipation and going up 16th Avenue to the boardwalk. So 16th Avenue will be shut down for a short period of time until all the walkers are on the boardwalk.
Just one way?
Just one way.
Thank you, Chief. All else is in order, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman D'Antuono.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have a update on our participation in the Monmouth Ocean Energy Cooperative. So this is something we've talked about in the past, but just as a refresher for everyone, this is an arrangement where we partnered with a group of other municipalities, local municipalities, in an attempt to aggregate our energy use and obtain lower electricity prices for residents than they would be otherwise be paying to the utility. So the most recent auction took place on September 6th. And we were recently notified that unfortunately in the current market conditions, we were unable to obtain more favorable pricing than the utilities are offering right now. So no action is being taken at this time, but we're going to continue to participate in those auctions and see if things change next time. Other than that, all matters are in order.
Councilwoman Scull.
Thank you, Mayor. Lake Como Day is scheduled for this Saturday, September 23rd from 4 to 9. We are keeping a very close eye on the weather. We are aware of the fact that there is a potential storm coming through Saturday, maybe also Sunday. So we are, at this moment, working on a plan in case we need a backup plan for both of those days. We will likely have a decision tomorrow or the next day, not tonight, but whatever we do decide, we will make a note to the public, put it on Facebook, the website, social media, etc. We're in touch with all of our vendors, but if it does happen, which is a big if, I just want to say that this is a very special year in that we have more for the kids than we've ever had. We're sold out technically, which means that we can't take any more vendors. We have 30 vendors, which has never happened in the history of Lake Como Day. So it's really scheduled to be something special, as I said. So I hope it happens. So do a little Sundance. But if not, we'll keep everybody posted and do the best we can from there. Other than that, all matters in order.
Yeah, I think, talking with Drew, I think we have to make a call tomorrow.
Sure.
Just because the setup, it takes a couple of days to set up for it, so we'll have to make a call tomorrow. I think it's an amazing job that what has happened this year, and I really want it to hope to happen this Saturday. But again, if we have to make a difficult choice, then we'll do that. I think tomorrow's the best.
Well, I said tomorrow or Thursday, so
Yeah,
that's
perfect.
inclusive.
All right. Council President Whitty.
Under the Finance Committee is in order. That tapping on to Councilwoman Scull, the idea of Lake Como Day was started back in, I'm not sure what year, but it was in the 90s. And it was started by the council, and they wanted to give something back to the community at that time. So it was held out here in front of the firehouse at First Aid. And one of the difference, the trivia question now is, what is different now with Lake Como Day than it was on the very first Lake Como Day?
Fireworks, I'm sure there's a lot.
The main thing was,
Hot dogs.
it's the original Lake Como Day was free for everybody. The mayor and council cooked hot dogs, gave a hot
Said
dog,
hot dogs
ice
already,
cream,
yeah.
soda, water. They had raffles that was from the business that donated prizes. And everything was free. There was nobody, everybody came to the Lake Como Day, didn't have to spend any money whatsoever.
Nothing is free, Doug.
Yes, it was.
No, I'm just kidding.
It was paid for by the mayor and council, and the residents in town didn't have to pay anything whatsoever.
So if you wanna cook hot dogs,
No, Chip's doing that.
Right.
Not if it rains.
No,
Yeah,
but it's,
All right.
I'm done.
Anything? Okay, good, thank you very much. I have a few comments from my report, and this is directly related to our resident who spoke last meeting about some issues that they were having in their neighborhoods with short-term rentals or transient rentals, i.e. Airbnb or VRBO. I first wanted to thank the resident who came out. It's not often that we have a resident come out and actually articulate to the council an issue that they may be having, and it's not easy to do. I've done it, I did it once before I was on the council, and it's intimidating to stand over on that side of the dais. And I've done a little research over the past week, 2 weeks really, and I know that the issue is out there on social media. I haven't seen it, but I've been told that there are issues, there are discussions on social media about this very issue in Lake Como. I've looked at different towns and I've looked at our ordinances that we already have. I believe that we have the legislation in place to monitor these properties in our town and ensure that any property owner is following the correct procedures for these rentals. What we do lack, however, and I've spoken of this before, is the ability to really enforce those ordinances to their full capacity. We have a shared service of code enforcement in this town with Belmar, where we pay them a fee and we get a certain amount of hours a week. Our code enforcers work very hard, but there's just not enough time in the day that for them to do exactly what they need to do. The people that work in our main office, in our Borough Hall office, work very hard to keep track of rentals and the licenses that they have, either long-term rentals or short-term rentals, which we have ordinances for. But again, if we are not out and about in the neighborhoods looking at what houses are being rented and keeping our eye on them and making sure that they are following codes and ordinances, then the ordinances are really ineffective. So I think from this point forward, before we even talk or discuss about making ordinances that restrict Airbnbs or what they would call transient rentals, I think that we have to put a plan in place to enforce the codes that we already have. So I think it's a mission of mine moving forward, and with the advice of the council moving forward, to really bring back code enforcement to the Borough of Lake Como, either in a full-time position or part-time position. But we have to dedicate more time as a borough to the idea of code enforcement. And it's not just for short-term rentals, but it's for everything from curbs and driveways and garbage and mowed lawns or not mowed lawns. So in a response to that issue that was brought to our attention by a resident, I think I go back to the mission that we established during COVID, where we have to create a safe environment in a resort town, which we are, but keep it safe for our year-round renters as well. So that's something that I'm going to focus on over the next couple of months, and hopefully we'll be able to get that in check before the new year, or at least before the summer next year. Yes?
do we have any idea how many Airbnbs are in town?
I can tell you, we can probably tell you how many are registered right now, but I do not think it's anywhere near what is here.
I know for a fact that there are homes that are not registered with us. Every home that rents in this town, according to our code, needs to register and get a license, whether it's a short term, which I believe our code says under 145 days is a short term summer rental, or a winter rental, which is anything renting between September 15th and May 15th. They have to register, when they register and when they get a license, they have to pay for a license, they have to get an inspection, they have to pay for an inspection, and then every time they rent on their own in between, they have to do a self-inspection and pay for that self-inspection. I know that's not getting done. And it's nobody's fault, we just don't have the capability to enforce that right now, which we need to change.
There's 30 this season.
So there's 30 registered this season, which I can probably pick up 30 in the 2 neighborhoods that I live around. So that's my report. At this time, I will open for public comments on the consent agenda and new business.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. And anybody wishing to come forward for the record? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have nothing under the consent agenda, so under new business, I have ordinance 2023-09 offered by Councilman D'Antuono.
07.
Sorry?
07.
No, 09. It's
I was-
amending 07.
All right, thank you, Mayor. So offered ordinance 2023-09, an ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Section 15 of the Borough Code. So this is the ordinance we've been discussing at the last several meetings regarding the parking of certain trucks, vehicles, and trailers being prohibited, and the arrangements for commercial, how to obtain commercial vehicle parking permits.
This is a second reading and a public hearing, so I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Anyone wishing from the public to come forward and speak to this specific ordinance may do so now. Seeing none, I will close the public portion and ask for a roll call, please.
Councilmember Woody,
Yes.
Scoll,
Yes.
D'Antuono,
Yes.
Mora,
Yes.
Ventries,
Yes.
Abala Doyle.
Yes.
Thank you. The ordinance passes. Ordinance 2023-10 offered by Council President Whitty. I'm only helping you.
I had eye surgery, so you got to bear with me for a minute.
Did you?
Yeah. So ordinance 2023-10, an ordinance to amend chapter 17-10.6 of the Borough Code. This is regarding the planning board doing away with, modifying the, informal hearings. This is second reading.
So this is a second reading. Do I have a motion? Do I have a second?
Second.
This is second reading, so this is anyone wishing from the public wishing to speak to the specific ordinance may come to the mic and do so now. Seeing none, I'll close the public portion and ask for a roll call, please.
Councilmember Woody,
Yes.
Scoll,
Yes.
D'Antuono,
Yes.
Mora,
Yeah.
Ventries,
Yes.
Abala Doyle.
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance 2023-11 offered by Councilman D'Antuono.
Thank you, Mayor. So offered ordinance number 2023-11, an ordinance to amend Chapter 13-3 of the Borough Code. So this section is related to the pickup of bulk items, and we're going to be removing the requirement for the stickers that were purchased in Borough Hall going forward. Anything else to add that one, Drew?
Yes, so this eliminates the stickers, which we don't make any funding on the stickers. At the same time, the rest of the ordinance would stay intact, where, 3 items at a time. It would be a benefit to the residents, and it's going to help out the borough.
So for clarification, the bulk items would still be picked up on Monday?
That's, no, second pickup of the week.
So in the ordinance it says Monday, right?
It's in the contract.
Okay, I'm
Oh, it's
sorry.
in the contract, okay. So the bulk items are picked up on Monday, it still can only be limited to 3 items, but there is no need to purchase stickers from the borough anymore.
And the metal items such as refrigerators, air conditioners, and everything else will still be picked up by the borough DPW.
But they can be put out in front of the homes as well?
Yes, and there's no, they just call us to tell us they're putting it out, we just go pick it up.
Are we gonna put that on the website?
The change?
The change?
So how will people know that, how will you know that there's a bulk item that's needed to be picked up? Because when the people came in to buy stickers.
So bulk items aren't being picked up by DPW. Bulk items picked up by Delisa.
Okay.
So metal items such as refrigerators, ovens, or anything else are picked up by us. So we don't have to know when they put out bulk items.
So in the past, and this is where your confusion is, in the past, all bulk items were picked up by the borough.
Right.
Therefore-
You put your address down when you got the
Right.
stickers.
Now it's just picked up by the regular garbage truck.
Okay.
So it was, when they come by, they're just gonna pick up the bulk.
So you'll know when there's a metal item outside.
Metal items are supposed to contact us, so there's no change to that. So we actually drive around, we see a metal item, and then we just pick it up. So typically, they're not out there for long before we see it, if they don't call us.
Okay.
But ideally, they call us, let us know, but if not, we usually get it within
You
a
see
day.
it anyway.
Yeah, we see it anyways.
I have a motion, this is first reading and introduction, I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Ready?
Yes.
Scoff?
Yes.
Santana?
Yes.
Demora?
Yes.
Ventrice?
Yes.
Valenzuela?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2023-118, offered by Councilman Ventrice.
Thank you, Mayor. So offered, resolution 2023-118, resolution of the Borough of Lake Como Council, executive sessions. Whereas the Borough Council of the Borough of Lake Como must discuss matters which are not appropriate for discussion in public meeting and are within the exceptions of the Open Public Meetings Act and are permitted to be discussed in closed session. The Borough Council intends to discuss following matters. Pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12B7, pending or anticipated litigation subject to the attorney-client privilege, and pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12B8, employment matters and personnel matters. The length of the closed session is estimated to be 30 minutes, after which the public meeting of the Borough Council shall reconvene and action may be taken.
Do I have a second?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Ready?
Yes.
Scoff?
Yes.
Santana?
Yes.
Demora?
Yes.
Ventrice?
Yes.
Valenzuela?
Yes.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Resolution 2023-119, offered by Councilman DeMora.
Be resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Lake Como that the proper officers be directed and authorized to make payment from the following accounts: current account, water, sewer account, dog license, tourism, grant fund, ACH wire payments, for totaling $1,075,189.74.
Thank you. Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Ready?
Yes.
Scoff?
Yes.
Santana?
Yes.
Demora?
Nick.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Ventrice?
Yes.
Valenzuela?
Yes.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Resolution 2023-120, offered by Councilwoman Scull.
Thank you, Mayor. One moment while I scroll to the bills. Okay. Offering resolution 2023-120, resolution extending the seasonal part-time office assistant position to a yearly part-time office assistant position for the Borough of Lake Como. The council believes it to be in the best interest of the borough to extend the seasonal part-time office assistant position to a yearly part-time office assistant position. Now therefore be it resolved that the Borough Council of the Borough of Lake Como, that the office assistant position is hereby extended from a seasonal part-time position to a yearly part-time position.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Ready?
Yes.
Scoff?
Yes.
Santana?
Yes.
Demora?
Yes.
Ventrice?
Yes.
Valenzuela?
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution passes. We have resolution 2023-121, offered by Council President Whitty.
So of resolution 2023-121, an appointment. This is appointing Andrew Heisman as temporary acting chief financial officer for the period of 9/19 today to October 15, 2023. This is needed in order to sign certain documents that are needed before we hire a permanent CFO.
I have a motion. Any questions from the council on this one?
There's no certification requirements?
Not for an acting.
Not for enacting. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitty,
Yes.
Skull,
Yes.
Antoine,
Yes.
Demora,
Yes.
Ventries,
Yes.
Alvarado,
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution passes. We have Resolution 2023-122, offered by Councilwoman Baladoyo.
Thank you, Mayor. So offered Resolution 2023-122, which is a resolution requesting approval of items of revenue and appropriation, NJSA 40A:4-87. So this provides that the Director of the Division of Local Government may approve the insertion of any special item of revenue in the budget of any county or municipality when such item shall have been made available by law and the amount was not determined at the time of the adoption of the budget. So this is where the director may also approve this insertion of an item of appropriation for the amount. And this is that the Council of the Borough of Lake Como in the County of Monmouth, New Jersey hereby requests that the Director of the Division of Local Government Services to approve the insertion of an item of revenue in the budget of the year 2023 in the sum of $177,692, which is now available from the County of Monmouth in the amount of $177,692. That the like sum of $177,692 is hereby appropriated under the caption 2023 Monmouth County Community Development Block Grant, and that the above is the result of funds from the County of Monmouth Community Development Block Grant in the amount of $177,692.
How much was the grant?
$177,692.
Once again, thank you, Amy. Great job on the Community Development Block Grant. Hence the need for an acting CFO. And we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitty,
Yes.
Skull,
Yes.
Antoine,
Yes.
Ventries,
Yes.
Demora,
Yes.
Alvarado.
Yes.
Thank you. The resolution passes. We have Resolution 2023-123, offered by Councilman D'Antuono.
Thank you, Mayor. So offered Resolution 2023-123, resolution requesting approval of items of revenue and appropriation, NJSA 40A:4-87. Now therefore be it resolved that the Council of the Borough of Lake Como hereby requests the Director of the Division of Local Government Services to approve the insertion of an item of revenue in the budget of the year 2023 in the sum of $71,000, which is now available from the Department of Community Affairs. Be it further resolved that the sum of $71,000 is hereby appropriated under the caption 2023 Local Recreation Improvement Grant, and be it further resolved the above is the result of funds from the Department of Community Affairs in that amount.
Thank you. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitty,
Yes.
Skull,
Yes.
Antoine,
Yes.
Demora,
Yes.
Ventries,
Yes.
Alvarado.
Yes.
Resolution passes, and we have Resolution 2023-124, offered by Council President Whitty. Doug, I'm sorry, I didn't know you had eye surgery, and we could have lessened your reading
Okay,
today.
no problem. Resolution 2023-124, resolution requesting approval of the item revenue and appropriation for NJSA 40A:4-87. It's the same exact thing the last two resolutions. The only thing different is the amount of $246,850.
And
You
it's coming,
passed your test.
and it's coming from the New Jersey Department of Transportation.
Correct. Yeah.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Whitty,
Yes.
Skull,
Yes.
Antoine,
Yes.
Demora,
Yes.
Ventries,
Yes.
Alvarado.
Yes.
Before we go into closed session, I'll take a motion to open for public comments.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone wishing to come forward to speak? Seeing none, I'll take a motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. At this time, the council will go into closed session, which we will do so in this chamber. And we will return only to adjourn unless there is something to